welcome to Rathods Science Academy. Today in this session, we are going to see important current affairs that appeared in our today's Hindu newspaper. So before seeing the articles, I want to make a small announcement, guys. We are going to start Prelims cum Mains Foundation new batch from first week of March. So the special features of this course is every day you will be having just 5 hours of classes. And after completion of one subject, then only we are going on to the next subject. So on every Saturday, we will be having test. If that subject is regarding your prelims, you will be having prelims. If it is both from prelims and mains, you will be having prelims and mains test. And if it is only mains, you will be having mains test on Saturday. And we will be also conducting some revision test after completion of your syllabus. And next important one here is we are going to provide you the material under this course, which is very updated with current affairs, and it also includes previous questions of prelims and as well as mains. And one more thing here is I will be available in institute itself, so that if you have any doubts, you can come and you can directly talk to me, so that you will be getting guidance from me. And we are providing both course on offline and as well as online. You can take both admissions, and the classes will be there only in English language. Okay. So now let us see the first important article which appeared in our today's Hindu newspaper. So actually it is not at all a new topic. So it is coming in newspaper from last 10 to 15 days. Okay, now let us see the first article. So title says, Trump to impose 25% of tariffs on steel, aluminium imports. So this article is talking about Trump tariff, which he is imposing on now goods. So actually we know that here Donald Trump, he started imposing 25% of tariff or tax on the goods which are coming from Mexico and as well as Canada, and he also announced that there is 35% of tax or tariff on goods from China. So that is clear, right? And now he is saying about the products. So actually he said that especially on steel and as well as aluminium imports, he is going to impose tariff. So if you see this infographic, it is saying that US is importing most of its aluminium steel from 3 countries. Which are those countries? Canada, China and Mexico. So apart from this Canada, China and Mexico, other countries, they are importing this steel. It is from UAE and as well as India. So India is the 5th country where we are exporting this kind of steel and aluminium related goods to US. That means even on India also it is going to have impact indirectly. Okay, so now let us see this article clearly. So this article is talking about US tariff. So till now, Donald Trump said that 25% of tariff on goods coming from Canada, next one is Mexico, and he said 35% of tariff on goods coming from China. And now what he said? So now the fresh statement from US is 25% of tax on aluminium and steel products. Okay, that means, so these aluminium and steel products, they are not only coming from these 3 countries. Additionally now on UAE and as well as on India also, there is an impact of this tariff. So here, because of all these things, it is going to create what? Trade war. It is going to create trade war. So because of this, we have to focus on this topic called as trade war. And even you have to see this topic from GS paper 3 under an economy point of view. That is about role of WTO. We have World Trade Organization, which is mainly ensuring that free and fair trade. If country like US, which starts importing of duty on these products coming from these countries, so can we ensure free and free trade? No, right? So here you have to see about what is the role of WTO, and you have to see about what is this trade war. So why countries will start this, and you have to say about what is the impact of this trade war. Okay, and from your static syllabus of economy, we will be studying this chapter called as trade. Trade which includes mainly imports and as well as exports. Okay, so to protect domestic industries, what happens, countries, they will impose this tariffs or taxes. Okay, they will be imposing on imports called as import duty or import tax. So you have to see that thing as well. Okay, now let us see this article in detail and let us see some important points that you have to remember from your prelims and as well as mains point of view. Okay, if you see context, it says that President Donald Trump announced imposition of 25% of tariff on all steel and aluminium imports to US. So products which are coming from Canada, Mexico, China, UAE and India to USA. So what happens because of this tariff? So because of this imposition of 25% of tariff on this steel and aluminium imports, we can understand that there is aggressive strategy which is shown by US. Why? To protect their domestic manufacturing. To protect their domestic industries, they are imposing tax on other countries' products. And because of this, what happened? There will be disruptions in global trade relations. So it is going to create a friction in international trade relations, especially with some countries like Canada, Mexico, etc. And not only that, if one country is imposing tax, another country will be sitting silent? No, obviously. So there will be tit for tat, that is reciprocal tariff strategy. So in retaliation, even we discussed that China started imposing of more tax on these US products. So if one country is imposing tariff on another country, that country is also going to impose some kind of tax, so that it will lead to the introduction of reciprocal tariffs. So because of this, what happens? So there will be disruption in the global trade. And next one here is, because of this tariffs, there will be some economic implications. For example, they are trying to temporarily protect some industries that will be leading to inflation in their market. So in yesterday's class, we discussed about what is the impact of this tariff of US on automobile industries in US. So most of the products you are getting from other countries for their automobiles making. So what happens, that will lead to obviously inflation in US. So it is also going to have some impact on its own economy. And next one here is, because of this tariff, overall economic growth can be hampered because of reduced investment, because of increasing of prices, decreasing of demand in their local economy, like that. So there will be some ripple effects on US economy. And next one is, there will be also immediate concern from the countries like South Korea because of global trade interconnectedness. So now we are in globalized era. That means one country is obviously dependent on another country for its resources. So if there is tit for tat, like kind of these things happens, so can we ensure free and fair trade? No. So because of all these things, other countries will be also getting affected because of this global trade war. Okay, now let us see, why do these countries, they are engaging in these trade wars. So countries, they will engage trade wars because of several reasons. So I pointed out some of the important reasons why the countries will enter into this trade war. So first one is, they want to protect their domestic industries from foreign competition. So for that, they will be imposing taxes. And next one is to gain some economic leverage as bargaining tool. And even because of internal political pressure also, they will impose these tariffs. And next one here is, if one country is imposing, obviously other country will be also imposing in retaliation. So in retaliation also, there will be imposing of tariffs. So these are the important reasons for this trade war. And now let us see how these trade wars are going to affect global economy. Why South Korea is concerned here. So first one is, there will be increasing of prices. So because of this tariff, that will lead to increasing of price of goods, so that consumers will be getting more burdened. And next one here is there will be supply chain disruptions. So global supply chains can be disrupted. So because of this, it will be affecting manufacturing across the countries. And next one is there will be reduced economic growth. So because of all these trade barriers, obviously there will be affecting of trade across the world. And next one here is there will be also uncertainty regarding trade policies that will lead to increased market volatility. So these are some things that you have to remember, guys. And now let us see next article. It is about Aero India. Aero India is Kumbh of research, says Rajnath. So you can see the image on the screen. So it is about Aero India exercise. Okay, now let us see about what is the specialty of this Aero India 2025. Because there is a high chance of getting question in your prelims because it is 15th edition. Okay, so now let us see here. So this Aero India 2025, it will be the 15th edition of biennial event. That means for every 2 years, this event will be conducted. And this event which mainly showcases about advancements in our aviation sector, in our aerospace, and as well as our defense technology. So whenever we are conducting this kind of showcase of our technology, then it will provide a platform for global defense manufacturers, and not only them, but even government representatives and industry experts. They will be collaborate and they will try to explore the business opportunities. And next one here is US also participated. So in this event, F-35 and KC-135, BN-1 Lancer and 16 F-16 Fighting Falcon. So they are some American exhibitors. They showcase their technology in this Aero India. And next important one here is US Air Force Band of Pacific Ensemble. They also participated here. So because of this, it is very, very significant. And what is the importance of this Aero India 2025? So first one is this event which serves as a platform for India's defense partnership. We can strengthen our defense partnership with other countries. And this one is we can showcase our India's Make in India defense initiatives. That is nothing but Atmanirbhar Bharat in defense. And this one is we can also enhance interoperability between India and as well as US forces in this Indo-Pacific region. And not only that, it will also reflect growing bilateral defense trade between India and as well as US. As you all know that recently US said that India need to increase its purchases from US. So from that point of view also it is very important because we are trying to share more information in the future, and even deployment of liaison officers and joint military exercises, defense enabling agreements. So we are doing that so that yes, US also participated here. So this is the significance of participation of US in this Aero India 2025. And now let us see next very interesting article. So what is the image that you can see? So kids are looking at eggs. Yes. So if you see title, it says that concerns emerge as Maharashtra takes eggs off school meals. So this is one sad news for the students of this Maharashtra. So actually this article is talking about one important scheme called as midday meals program. So it is talking about midday meals. So this, whenever you are saying any scheme that is important from GS paper to under governance point of view. So what are the details that you have to see, guys? So you have to see about some basic features of this scheme, like when this scheme had been launched, and you have to see which ministry is taking care of this, and you have to see what are the advantages of this scheme, and you have to see what are the objectives of this scheme, and what are the challenges of this scheme. So this article is talking about challenges of this scheme. So actually now in state of Maharashtra, there is decreasing of budget for this midday meals program. And because of this decreasing of budget, now schools, they are not going to provide eggs. There is cutting of eggs. There is cutting of eggs to students, and as well as millet based one sweet. So millet based sweet and eggs had been cut down. So here what is the impact? As you all know that egg is a very rich source of protein, and everyone, if you go to doctor, they will be advising that take one egg daily for sure, so that you will be getting the protein requirement. So if there is cutting of egg, what happen? Again it will leads to protein malnutrition in children. It will leads to protein malnutrition in children. And next one here is, it will also leads to stunting and wasting. And because of protein deficiency, it will cause a disease called as kwashiorkor. It will cause a disease called as kwashiorkor. Okay, and there is also decreasing of millet based sweets. So millets, they are having very high content of micronutrients. So micronutrients are very very important to address this problem called as hidden hunger. Again this problem going to be exacerbated. So these are some important things that you have to remember, guys. So now let us see this article, what they are saying exactly. Let us have a look. So the Maharashtra government recent decision to withdraw how much amount, that is around 50 crore rupees in funding for eggs and as well as millet based sweet dishes under this midday meals program. So because of this, there is a lot of criticism and concern which is showed. So you have to focus on what is this concern of stopping of eggs and as well as millet based sweet under this program. So actually here we can understand that the decision to remove eggs from this midday meal program, that occurs against a backdrop of declining of budget allocations. So there is declining or decreasing of budgetary allocations for this nutrition. So they are going for cutting down of eggs and as well as sweet under this program. So Maharashtra is spending on PM Poshan scheme. So actually it is around below like 1% of the total expenditure for four consecutive years. So under this Poshan program, so Maharashtra government is spending a lot. So it is one cause of concern. And next important thing that you have to see here is nutritional implications. So here the National Food Security Act, which outlines about specific protein requirements for children. So for providing this protein security under this program, so students are getting boiled eggs, right? So eggs are very critical source of protein, and in their absence of getting this eggs, that will leads to increasing of malnutrition among the school children. So especially who are going to these government schools, the people who are from economically weaker sections. So these economically weaker sections, they are already having the problem of getting proper enough food. And because of this midday meal program, even that led to increasing of enrollments in the government schools. At least for food, parents are sending their kids. But what happens if there is cutting of egg? Again, it will lead to a problem of malnutrition. And even there are very short-lived nutrition initiatives. So whenever we are introduced this eggs under this midday meal program in 2023, there was a significant step towards addressing malnutrition. So whenever this scheme was introduced, there was no provision of providing eggs, but in 2023 we came up with this providing of eggs under this scheme. And after providing of eggs under this scheme, that is boiled egg for a student, that led to addressing of this malnutrition program. And if you're cutting down, again we'll go back to that position of increasing of malnutrition. And next one here is the current statistics, which reveals that around 35% of children who are below this age of 5 years in Maharashtra, they are having this problem of underweight. Stunting rates remain stagnant. So whenever they are going for withdrawal of this nutritious food options like sweet and as well as eggs, that will lead to worsening of this long-term health problem which they are facing with. And obviously, if today's children are not strong, tomorrow how we can ensure the state is strong? No, right? And next one here is, even there is economic pressures on the families. So food prices are increasing day by day because of inflation. So because of that, families, they are not affording for this nutritious diet for the kids. They are sending their children to the schools. At least they'll get some food. Okay. So particularly people from these poorer communities, they are facing difficulty in offering protein-rich diet for their kids. And the decision of cutting this funding for eggs, it will be making further tough choices for the families regarding child nutrition. That will lead to increased rates of malnutrition in the state. And if you see some important facts regarding this midday meals program, so when it was started in the year 1995 as a national program for nutritional support or to primary education. And later on, so the name of this scheme had been changed to midday meals in 2007. And under this scheme here, hot cooked meal per day is provided to all children who are studying from class 1 to class 8 who had been enrolled in the government schools, local body schools or government aided schools, special training centers, etc. And what are the objectives of this scheme? So first one is they want to increase enrollment in the schools, especially most disadvantaged or vulnerable sections of people, they will be joining their kids or children in the schools. And next one is to increase attendance for getting of food. Yes, students will come to the school. And next one is to retain the children studying in this class 1 to class 8. And even nutrition support will be given from government side, especially in drought affected areas. And even government will be addressing this problem of hunger and as well as malnutrition and improving of socialization among the caste. So these are the some important objectives of this midday meals program. And now let us see the next article. Title says, sand on Vizag beach turns black. Locals suspect sewage pollution. So here in this image you can see the sand is appearing very black color. So actually Vizag, it is located in AP, right? So the sand on the parts of RK beach in Andhra Pradesh, Visakhapatnam turned black. And actually this beach is very clean and very beautiful earlier, but now locals, they are feeling that there is changing of colors because of sewage coming through drainage canals. Okay, so here sewage is directly coming from these drainage canals and they are releasing into this water. So because of this, the sand had been become black in color. So here you have to know about what are the important reasons for this black color. That is one important reason which is pointed out here is sewage. So here you have to know about what is this sewage management system or like solid waste management in our country, and you have to see about what are the important measures can be taken for improving of beach environment or beach ecology. Okay, so all these things that you have to remember, guys. And now let us see the next article. Title says Niti Aayog report seeks more public funding for higher education. So this article is very, very important because education is the topic which is directly present in your governance, right? So this article is talking about higher education funding. And this topic is important from GS paper 2 under governance. And apart from this, here what are the dimensions you have to see? You have to see examples of higher education, that is your degree, PG, PhD, okay, like that. And you have to see educational institutions in India, higher education institutions in India need to get permission from which organization, for example, AICTE, UGC, like that. And you have to see about what are the challenges faced by higher educations in India, and you have to see what is a way forward or what are the measures can be taken. So all these things are important, guys. Okay, so in challenges you are saying that there is decreasing of funding now. So one important challenge which is said in this article is decreasing of funding to this higher education. So apart from that, you have to see what are the other challenges you are facing. So now let us see the context. So Niti Aayog came up with a report. That report is expanding quality higher education through states and state public universities. So it is talking about expanding quality higher education through states and state public universities And this report is saying that there is decreased public funding for higher education. So this report is suggesting that we have to increase funding for this higher education institutions. Okay, now let us see the details. So first important thing, they are mainly saying that yes, there are significant disparities in how states allocate their budgets toward higher education. So especially if you see this Jammu and Kashmir, so in their budget they are spending 8.1 percentage of GDP for this higher education. So there is a very high education expenditure is seen from this Jammu and Kashmir. So because of this, what happened? Obviously there will be the better educational outcomes that will lead to more skilled workforce and as well as higher economic productivity. And next one here is negative growth in some states. So actually this report also observed that there is negative growth rate in higher education spending in certain states. So because of this, it is raising concerns regarding whether the spending in this higher education is sustainable or not. And even this report is suggesting that we have to take some measures, okay, so that we can go for consistent investment in this education. So whenever we are going for investment in this education at a similar pace, then obviously it will lead to the long-term economic growth and as well as social development. And next one is we have to increase per youth expenditure. So actually, what is the amount that will be spent on higher education for a person? Normally 2,174 rupees. So we have to increase that to 4,921 rupees. Okay, so that what happened, there will be the overall increasing of outcomes. And next one here is Maharashtra is also leading, especially the highest budget allocation for higher education is high in this Maharashtra state. If you are comparing with other states, it is very high. So here this Maharashtra, it is now standing as a leader in this higher education, and other states need to learn from this Maharashtra. So we have to significantly boost this higher education system so that we can attract talent and as well as we can drive innovation. And next one here is one more important problem which is showcased by this report is in northeastern states there is less spending. There is very less spending in these northeastern states like Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, etc. So because of this, there will be undermining of outcomes here. So here we can see that there is regional disparities. Okay, now let us see the next article, guys. 14 crore Indians denied food security covered due to delay in census. So as you all know that for every once in 10 years we will be having this census. Census nothing but the total count of population of India. So here last census is 2011. That means the next census should come in 2021. So due to this COVID-19 pandemic, it had been delayed. And now we are in 2025. So even though there is no completion of this system or like census, not even completion, but even it is not had been it started. So because of this, what happened? So whatever the National Food Security Act we have, under this the people will be getting food grains at subsidized prices. So actually we are giving this food grains at subsidized prices for the people who are eligible under this 2011 census. That means there is no recent census. Because of this, many people who are eligible, they are not getting benefited from this scheme. So here this article is saying that around 14 crore Indians, they are not getting food security who are eligible because of lack of census. So here just see about what is this TPDS, that is Targeted Public Distribution System, and you have to see about this National Food Security Act. So number of times I discussed this topic, so just revise this topic once. And now let us see the next article. Title says India as a bridge between global north and global south. So what is global north and global south? So this is the concept. It is related to developed or developing or least developed, right? So developed countries are part of this global north and developing and least developed countries are part of global south. And this article is saying that India is acting as a bridge between global south and global north. So now let us see this topic, and actually this topic is important from your international relations, which comes under your GS paper 2. And you may get the concept called as global south in your prelims. Like they may give consider the following statements regarding global south, or like what does this global south mean. So like that you will be getting questions in your prelims, guys. So now let us see the context why it is in news. So India is positioning itself as a vital link between global north and global south. So here this is a statement which is said by our Prime Minister Ji in international speeches and as well as in international summit. So as our Prime Minister, he is on a visit to France regarding AI summit. So he said about this, India is playing an important role in connecting global north and global south. So what are the points which are given in this article? Let us have a look. So first important point which is said here is, so India is navigating its foreign policy landscape. How? By strengthening of ties with the countries like US, Europe, etc. So that we will be acting as a link between global south and as well as global north. And we are also going to serve as a mediator between this diverse interest. And next one here is, there is also a perception that India is competing with China in global south, particularly in Africa. So because of this, we have to establish our independent power. And next one here is development cooperation. So India is also having an opportunity for development of cooperation between the countries. So because of this, we can prioritize mutual benefit rather than top-down directives. And next one here is, we can learn from others, like how other countries are experiencing, okay, regarding deeper connections, how we can ensure the policies and how we can make the policies more effective. Like that we can learn and we'll be getting an opportunity. And even one more important point which is mainly focused by our Prime Minister is, yes, India is focusing on human-centric approach, especially mission life. We are focusing on building of human resource capacity, and we are also focusing on addressing the needs of various demographics, youth-specific schemes are there, women-specific schemes are there, girl-specific schemes are there, so that we are focusing on inclusive growth. So because of all these things, India can act as a vital link between global south and as well as global north. So these are the some important articles that appear in our today's Hindu newspaper. So by this I'm concluding. Thank you so much guys for watching, and please do like this class and share this class, and don't forget to subscribe to Rathods Academy.